This is my virtual field trip. I'm going to be focusing on 3 goals from the curriculum from the 4th grade curriculum specifically. The first one is a social studies standard. Students will understand how Utah's history has been shaped by many diverse people, events, and ideas. Specifically, Objective 1, E, explain the importance of preserving cultural prehistory and history, including archaeological sites and other historic sites and artifacts. Science Standard 3 that says students will understand the basic properties of rocks, the processes involved in the formation of soils, and the needs of plants provided by soil. Specifically Objective 1D, which talks about classifying common rocks found in Utah. And then an art standard, Standard 4, the student will interpret and apply visual arts in relation to cultures, history, and all learning. Specifically Objective 1B, create works of art that connect to the early art and cultures of the state using similar designs or motifs. So the first place that we're going to visit in the field trip is Fremont Indian State Park. So I'm going to click on that in my Utah Prehistory tour, and here's our place marker. This is a picture of the welcome sign, and then I'm going to have the students go to a site that's about history for kids, and it gives an explanation of who the Fremont people were and kind of what they did and how they lived. And then I've created a path, so the students will follow this path, and it will take them to see a couple different petroglyphs that were created by the Fremont people. Here's this website about Fremont culture that I was talking about. So the different petroglyphs, so for example, that is a Fremont dwelling. And then in here you can see the petroglyphs back in the background. And the path leads them through some of the really cool, more exaggerated petroglyphs. And so after they finish the path, they will do an activity where they talk about what they think the Fremonts were trying to record, or why they recorded petroglyphs, and then they will imitate petroglyphs with the same purpose that the Fremonts had, except for in application to their own life. The next place we'll go is Monument Valley, and we have this video
hidden away in a protected alcove in Monument Valley.
That shows
you can't see it from the road. To visit it,
a hike that takes you through some of the red rock in Monument Valley into an Anasazi dwelling. And so I want the students to go there, look at how the dwelling was built, but also the types of rocks that are around, so that they can talk about what kind of rock was used in their dwellings and why that kind of rock would have been good for creating dwellings. And then they will click on this picture, which gives them a 360 view. That's really cool. Of Monument Valley. It's again another view of the kind of rock that's in this area. And yeah. And then the last place that they will travel to is Rainbow Bridge, which is in near Glen Canyon. And there's a YouTube video that will pop up right here, and they'll watch a video of some people who were hiking near Rainbow Bridge, and they had a video of it. That's really cool. And then they're going to read at this website about what Rainbow Bridge means to the Native Americans who live near it, because it's kind of a sacred place to them. And from there they're going to talk about why it's important to preserve sites like these for the Native Americans and for everyone. And another thing that they're going to do before they actually talk about, that's kind of the ending part, but there's also a National Geographic layer that has some really cool pictures of Glen Canyon. And again, it's kind of talking about a drought and some things about Lake Powell being man-made, so that's cool, and also kind of along the topic of preserving our natural history and natural artifacts. So the layers that I used in each of the different field trips included for the Fremont Indian State Park, I used paths to create the path that goes from the petroglyphs. I also used gigapixel photos, which showed me the cool pictures of all the different petroglyphs, as well as places, because that identified exactly where Fremont National Park is. For Monument Valley, I used 360 cities, which gave us the, along with Panoramio, gave us the 360 view of Monument Valley and all the different rocks. I also used 3D buildings because that gives you a cool kind of feeling of how tall the different rocks are. And also borders, because Monument Valley is between Arizona and Utah. And it kind of helped me when I had the borders on to contextualize where I was. And then in Lake Powell, I used the National Geographic Feature Artists layer, which helped us find that magazine article, as well as 360 cities, 3D buildings, and Panoramia. So I really enjoyed creating this virtual field trip, and I actually kind of got excited about how I could use this in my future classroom. So that's the end of my field trip.